When I record from my car, it is either because it is the only quiet place to be found, or because I am waiting for a child's sports game to begin and it is the only moment to be found. And for this one, it is that latter, that time of waiting before a sports game. At these games, I have observed the COVID-19 protocol of no handshakes, and teams have substituted all sorts of different things for the end of game greeting of the opposing team. You might tip the baseball hat or wave or create a cheer from across the diamond or the field. As with everything, there is a creativity in figuring out a new way of doing this, but there's also a loss in not being close enough to see eye to eye, to shake the hand of somebody that you just defeated or just defeated you. Parents on the sidelines in greeting do this sort of dance as well, where you kind of forget people aren't shaking hands, and then maybe you elbow bump, or you kind of just end up doing something like this and wave. Handshaking has been a customary greeting for centuries in our country, and it is believed to be the Quakers who instituted the practice based on their belief of the light of God in every human. That before it was hierarchical, how people would greet each other, and the person with lower status would bow to the person with higher. But the Quakers changed this, so it be a moment of equality among people. Handshaking is different in our culture now, and I wonder if we could even ballpark how many handshakes we haven't done in the past 6 months that we otherwise would have. So I have been thinking about hands, and I have always loved scriptures that describe the hands of God, like Isaiah 41:13 that says, "For I am the Lord your God, who takes hold of your right hand and says to you, 'Do not fear, I will help you.'" Or Psalm 63:8, "My soul clings to you, your right hand upholds me." And then back to Isaiah 49, where the Lord speaks to Zion and says, "See, I have engraved you on the palms of my hand." In fear and need, these scriptures tell us, God holds your hand and offers help and comfort. And when we are weary, physically, emotionally, and mentally, that all we can think to do is to cling, like the verse said, to a strength greater than ours, God's right hand upholds. And we are even permanently part of the hands of God, the hands of creation, the hands that promise light that cannot be overcome by any darkness. And that hand is big enough for all of us to be engraved on it. So when we are missing hands, hands of loved ones lost, hands of family and friends separated from us by COVID-19, the hands of passing the peace in church together, and maybe just handshakes that were hallmarks of friendliness in society and good sportsmanship, we remember God, who takes hold of our right hand, who upholds us, and who never forgets us as we are part of those very hands of God. Whether God actually has hands is not the point that I am making in this message, but that God is always there for us and with us, like, but even more so, the most reliable human hands that we have ever known. Because the most reliable human hands to hold would not be there forever for us, or we would not be there forever for them. But God will. Last week, Bruce Springsteen turned 71. Most of you know that I am a fan. And his new song, Ghosts, dropped on his birthday, is excellent and connects with Pastor Scott's message in the Monday message last week about grief. But I want to end this message with lyrics from another one of Springsteen's songs about grief, My City of Ruins. And he wrote it first about his hometown and then adapted and connected it after the attacks of September 11th. When we know that we are held, upheld, remembered, engraved on God's hands, then no matter our grief, our struggle, our circumstance, no matter what we need help holding, what is heavy, we can, in Bruce's words, do this with our own hands. Now with these hands, I pray, Lord. With these hands, I pray for the strength, Lord. With these hands, I pray for the faith, Lord. I pray for your love, Lord. I pray for the lost, Lord. I pray for this world, Lord. And I pray for the strength, Lord, knowing that we are held in God's good hands. Thanks be to God.